Picture this. You're in the middle of an intense game, the crowd is roaring, and your coach is strategizing during a timeout. And you're just casually ignoring it all. That's exactly what Washington Wizards player Jordan Poole did, causing quite a stir among NBA fans. This nonchalant attitude during a timeout huddle led to a wave of criticism, and some fans couldn't help but recall Poole's altercation with Draymond Green last year. Not a good look, Jordan, not a good look at all. Moving over to the LA Clippers, who've been going through a rough patch since acquiring James Harden from the Sixers. Their recent performance has been a string of losses, 5 straight to be exact, despite Harden's presence in the starting lineup. Now, some are suggesting that bringing Harden off the bench might be the solution to the Clippers' woes. But would that be a demotion? And can the Clippers navigate this tricky situation without causing a ruckus? Only time will tell.
I have a proposal.
Yes?
Would you like to hear my proposal?
Yeah.
Say it.
I'm always a little afraid.
Say it.
I think James Harden should come off the bench. I think James Harden should be the Los Angeles Clippers' 6th man, at least temporarily, because with all 4 of them together, it's not working. With Russ, PG, and Kawhi together, it looks actually pretty good. Let James Harden come off the bench, bring Zubats back with him so they can run pick and roll with shooting around them. Maybe you catch a rhythm this way and you can revisit it down the road whether you want to start him or not. But everyone's talking about Russ for Terrence Mann as the substitution. Maybe it's James Harden for Terrence Mann. Just an idea. I'm throwing out free ideas.
Speaking of the Clippers, did you hear about Lou Williams' shocking admission? Apparently, the team quit during the NBA bubble in Orlando because they didn't think anyone would take a bubble championship seriously. Now, that's a new one. This confession has understandably not gone down well with fans, who see it as a major embarrassment.
Day 67, I was like, let's get the fuck out of here. So I think mentally we wasn't in it for the long game. We didn't really see, the pot of gold at the end of it. We were starting to hear the rumblings like, oh, nobody's going to respect this chip and all of that. And so I think we kind of just took our foot off the gas.
Meanwhile, Boston Celtics legend Paul Pierce has stirred up a hornet's nest by declaring Jayson Tatum as the best American basketball player in the world. This bold claim has ignited a debate, especially considering the spectacular seasons that players like Steph Curry and LeBron James are having. So, is Tatum's potential to be the best American player dependent on outperforming the MVP frontrunners Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, and Joel Embiid? That's a question for the ages.
And most people don't like to be in the corner. Tatum has no problem. Look at the footwork, the step back, splash. He's got 32 right now. 14.
In other news, Warriors guard Chris Paul is under fire for what some are calling a dirty play during a game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Paul fell into the knees of Timberwolves guard Mike Conley while going for a loose ball. Was it intentional or just a part of the game? That's a matter of perspective, but this incident certainly adds to Paul's controversial reputation. Lastly, we turn to a viral video that was here one moment, gone the next. Dallas Mavericks analyst Brian Damaris made some critical comments about James Harden's move to the Los Angeles Clippers, which Bally Sports Southwest initially posted, but then promptly removed. The Clippers' performance since Harden's arrival has been less than stellar, adding fuel to Damaris's critique.
Ask the producer to pipe this into the Clippers locker room. If I can talk to you, James, I hope you're taking notes. I'm telling you in advance, you're welcome for the wisdom I'm about to spew. Because listen, I get on my knees every night and pray for someone to believe in me like Daryl Morey believed in you. You wanted a certain coach, they brought in Mike D'Antoni. You want to play a certain style, they played it. You wanted Dwight Howard, they brought him in and got rid of him when you were tired of him. You wanted Chris Paul, they brought him in and got rid of him when you were tired of him. They brought in your old friend Russell Westbrook. You want to go to Vegas on off days? They looked away. You wanted the team to stay over so you could go out at night. They changed the schedule, and it didn't work. And you know what? You said, I'm going to break up with my whoopee. Not good enough. I see the bright lights in New York. I want to go there. My old pal, Kevin Durant. It's going to work. The big three. And all after 1 year, you wanted out. You realized, oh my gosh, I took this guy for granted, the guy that believed in me. I went back with Daryl Morey. They traded Ben Simmons for you. How did they pull that off? And you know what? You went there, and you got a partner who got the MVP. He won the MVP. And what did you say afterwards? You said, they didn't hand me the reins. You're the point guard. You were holding the reins. And what did you do when you had the reins? You scored 9 points in Game 7 against Boston. You blew a 3-2 series lead. So they fired their coach. Not good enough. You broke up with your guy, believe in you again. You said, the bright lights of LA, that's where I want to go. Let's see if that works. Listen, James, have you ever had those friends who had bad roommates? Over and over, they complained about their bad roommates. This guy's terrible, the bad roommate here. They never thought to be self-aware enough that they're the bad roommate. They're the problem. Hey, James, you're the problem. If this doesn't work this year in this system with this team, then you're going to go and point fingers at everybody else, and you're going to go back home and you're going to start swiping right for another team, and there's not going to be anybody left. Because, James, you're not the beard, you're not the system, you're the problem.
And there you have it, the daily scoop on the latest NBA news. From controversial plays to bold claims, it's been a whirlwind. But hey, that's the world of basketball for you. Always full of surprises and never a dull moment.